a close-up on his hair.
I was sleepy.
Okay, what's up? It's Lamont. In last video I covered what happened to Choppa, Jaleel Bethea, Isaiah Fuller, and Trey Parker. The vid got me a lot of clout, so I'm here to make a part 2. But I low-key violated Isaiah Fuller a bit too much last vid. But if Isaiah Fuller matched up against Adam Nije, he'd get violated even more. Adam Nije, a 6'1", 175-pound 3-star point guard from the Bronx, is a shifty bucket getter. Before RWE, Adam played high school ball in Cardinal Hayes alongside Choppa and Ian Jackson. Adam was known for being a shifty and gritty guard. His change of pace and handles were a lot better than other guards in his class. I watched him play in person in high school, and he only dropped 8 points and shot a bunch of dumbass shots. Despite playing bad, I could still tell Adam was a bucket just by the way he was moving and changing pace. Watching Adam play is always fun, and on RWE, it was especially fun. Watching his RWE highlights, it doesn't even seem like he's trying. It looks like he's maybe going 50% of effort, and still he's cooking everybody who's trying to guard him. His change of pace and handle were elite, and even though sometimes he had a wild shot selection, he was still knocking down most of his shots, and also everyone on RWE shoots dumb shots, so it didn't matter at all. After toying with defenders on RWE, Adam wrapped up his high school career and committed to play at Iona University, a small D1 school in New York. This was a really smart move by Adam because he was able to start right away and run the team as a freshman. As a freshman, Adam made an instant impact and finished the season averaging 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists a game, shooting 41% from the field. Adam had a really impressive season and also averaged 1.7 steals a game, showing that he could play on both sides of the ball. He led Iona to a conference championship and almost made March Madness. In these tapes, it's clear that his body control, strength, handle, and mid-range shooting were amazing, and if he works on his shooting release, he'd become deadly because his 3-point shot is just a little bit slow. After finishing his freshman year at Iona, Adam entered the transfer portal and he committed to play at Dayton for this upcoming season. I love this decision. Dayton is the perfect fit for him. Point guard spot is wide open, and Adam's walking into the perfect setup to shine. He's got NBA level talent, so let's see if he puts it all together next season. Jakai Howard, a 4-star 6'6", 185-pound power forward, can jump out of the gym. I remember when I watched Jakai for the first time, I was just in shock. His dunks look like he's jumping on a trampoline. When he jumped, he would take flight and his head would be at the rim. Jakai wasn't just a dunker, he could also handle the ball, and he could shoot pretty well. On RWE, he balled out, and then eventually he turned his back on RWE to play for Drifty Elite after Cam Wilder told him the roster was full on RWE. Cam definitely regretted that decision because Jakai balled out and led Drifty Elite to a W over RWE. In high school, Jakai only played on clouded-ass teams. He played on Kanye West Donda Academy alongside Rob Dillingham, and then for his junior and senior season, he played at OTE for the City Reapers. As a senior, he averaged 15 points a game and won the OTE finals and was the MVP of the finals as well. He finished up high school as the 63rd best recruit in the nation, pulling in offers from top schools like Kansas and Kentucky, but ultimately deciding to commit to Auburn. As a freshman on Auburn, Jakai ran into a lot of trouble. When he was on a team flight to Houston, he got into it with a teammate and started fighting till the point where clothes were ripped and someone was covered in blood. It got so bad that the plane had to turn around mid-flight and go back to Auburn. Jakai and the random who he fought got suspended and had to sit out the game. Nobody cared about the random who Jakai fought because he was straight ass. He was a bench warmer senior who averaged 1 point a game, so no one cared about that. And honestly, I can't think of one reason why Jakai would even get into an altercation with this dude. Like, you're never going to see LeBron James just straight up beating up on Jackson Hayes. But I could tell you one thing for sure. If LeBron fought Jackson Hayes, he would whoop him. So I really do hope that Jakai Howard won the fight against the bum. Let's talk about the second incident now. During a blowout win against Vermont, Jakai Howard might have had the worst body language that I have ever witnessed. Every time his teammates made shots, he was angry as hell. I don't know if he just has beef with all of his teammates, or he just doesn't like to see people win. But every single time that his teammates made a shot, this dude looked like he just found out that his brother got shot. Like, I don't know if he could have looked more upset that his teammates were playing good. So after all these incidents, Jakai wrapped up his freshman year averaging 4 points, 1 rebound, and 0.1 assists in 9 minutes per game, shooting 53% from the field. These stats are honestly pretty solid given the limited amount of playing time that he was given, and also because Auburn was a championship contender. Jakai recently committed to play at Utah for next season after he entered the transfer portal. I think he'll play good at Utah, and he definitely has NBA potential because of his athleticism. Utah will definitely be a team to watch next season because they landed Chapa and Jakai from the transfer portal, so I guess they must have some crazy NIL money because I don't know what else there is in Utah. Isaac Williams, a 6'2", 190-pound 3-star guard, is a bucket getter. On RWE, Isaac was a complete scorer, scoring from all 3 levels and throwing down some crazy dunks. Isaac wasn't recruited to RWE, and instead he tried out and made the team. Cam Wilder ranked Isaac as the 3rd best RWE player of all time, and he said he was the best tryout player ever. He also said this about Isaac.
The best pickup we've ever had at tryouts, ever. Ever. It's not even close. We pulled up to OKC, held tryouts. He walked up in that bitch, start windmilling, East Bang, doing crazy shit in do-rags and shit. OKC series, I brought him off the bench. Memphis series, I brought him off the bench. PA series, I brought him off the bench. But he never really came off the court after that.
Isaac came off the bench in every tournament and balled out. He was always an underdog. In high school, he was ranked as the 316th best player in the nation. This is just blasphemous because he literally dropped 30 points against the best team and the best player in the nation when he went crazy against Cooper Flag and Montverde. Like, if you watch these highlights, he was just having his way with the future #1 draft pick in the NBA, and somehow 24/7 Sports saw these highlights and said, yeah, let's rank him as 316, because there's definitely 315 other players who would just have their way with Cooper Flag. Anyways, he also shot 14 for 14 in his state championship game, and he never really got the respect that he deserved. After finishing up high school, Isaac had 8 offers and committed to a small D1 called Texas A&M Corpus Christi. As a freshman, Isaac yet again proved why he deserves more respect and balled out, averaging 11 points, 3 rebounds, and just under 4 assists per game, shooting 44% from the field. Finally, major schools began to notice how tough Isaac was. Isaac entered the transfer portal and he just committed to play at Baylor for next year. If Isaac is able to get a better 3-point shot and continue to progress, he can definitely become an NBA talent and continue to prove that rankings don't matter. So far, we've been talking about that mainstream RWE, but what do you guys know about underground RWE? Aric Walls, a 6'3", 155-pound point guard, played on RWE 2 years ago. Aric is tough as hell, and he was one of my favorite players from RWE. He's like a lefty Walmart version of Jalen Green because he was bouncy, agile, and could finish at the rim. If you know who Not So Air Jordan is, you're probably also familiar with Aric because he balled out on Gremlin University. After finishing his high school career, Aric had no D1 offers, so he committed to play JUCO ball at Connors State. At Connors State, he balled out and averaged 11 points, 3 boards, and 2 assists a game, shooting 44% from the field and 38% from 3. He had a great 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio and showed off his bounce with some crazy dunks throughout the season. Connors State also had an amazing season, finishing with 32 wins and 4 losses and losing in the JUCO National Championship game. Since Aric was able to ball out on a top JUCO team and make it all the way to the National Championship game as a freshman, I think he's a D1 level talent, and I hope a D1 program takes a chance on him. Jason Jackson, a 3-star 6'3", 185-pound guard from Florida, is even bouncier than Aric. I loved watching Jay Jackson in high school because he was literally bouncing out of the gym when he dunked the ball. You think Jakai's beef with his teammates was crazy? Just wait till you see jayjack's beef with the rim. This dude threw down ferocious dunks. He had a different level of athleticism, and he bought his bounce to RWE and showed out. He played like Derrick Jones Jr. on roids. He finished up his high school career at OTE on the RWE team and earned offers from many top programs like Florida, LSU, Ole Miss, and Texas Tech. He ended up committing to Georgia State instead, and he honestly had a really disappointing freshman year. As a freshman, he averaged 1 point a game and 4 minutes a game. Georgia State finished 14-19 and had a sorry-ass season too. Look, I don't know the issue with jayjack. Maybe he doesn't play defense, or maybe he can't shoot, but who cares? If I'm the coach, F winning, let's get some clips and get on ESPN Top 10. Yo, jayjack, go in the game and go do some crazy shit. Like, there's no reason why jayjack only made 2 shots the entire season. Anyways, jayjack entered the portal, and I hope he's able to go to a D1 program that gives him minutes so we can watch him play. That's a wrap on the vid, and honestly I don't feel like doing a part 3 because I'm sick of watching RWE highlights and tracking where random players are playing, but if you guys really want a part 3, just drop some names in the comment section, and if any of the players are interesting or tough, maybe I'll make a part 3.